Hey, let's talk about Real Housewives of New York. So, last night's episode opens up with a continuation of Ebony and Ramona's argument, sparring, whatever they were doing. Who's black, who's white, I'm black, I'm a white woman, I'm an immigrant, blah, blah, blah. Ramona runs off, of course, because that's what Ramona does, because Ramona is a runner. Ramona is a track star. Yes, she is. She always has been. I think she's the original. I think she is the vision behind that song, actually. And Ramona is always going to change the subject to what Ramona wants to speak about. And which is always boys and more boys. How can I find a boy? I got a date with a boy. And so, everybody really wants Ebony to lighten up. And Ebony's like, to tell me to lighten up is a microaggression. I will not lighten up. This is who I am, blah, 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 blah. So we see Ramona and Sonja trying to be the voice of reason, telling Ramona, like, hey, you just need to listen. Let's just listen to what Ebony has to say, blah, blah, blah. And all Ramona wants to know is, like, tell me about the matchmaker. Tell me about the matchmaker. And, like, blah, blah, blah. Listen. So then Ebony's like, I'm not going to lighten up. I'm just trying to have authentic relationships. It's like, newsflash, Ebony. Newsflash. You are not going to get authenticity from someone who is inauthentic, who is Ramona. She is not trying to be real with anybody. She's not even real with herself. Let's just keep that clear. Let's just be clear on that. Ramona's not real with herself. So move on. That's why you hang out with people who are like-minded, or at least you share at least one bond. Because I don't believe you have to be around people who believe everything you believe, and y'all have the same thoughts on everything, because that's no fun. It'd just be boring. It'd just be two people sitting there, or three, or however many, talking about the same stuff over and over, and no growth is to be had. Anyhow, so is it me? I feel like Luann is a little pumped up this season, because in my opinion, and this is an unpopular opinion, I think she might be the real racist in the room, because the way she just takes offense to everything, it's a little unnerving to me, because she, like, the look in her eye. Now mind you, she's always been pompous, she's always been elitist. So, but it kind of concerns me. And you'll see further along in the episode how Luann is just she's a little amped up for my taste. But we will charge it to alcohol withdrawal. That's what we'll do. So then, the ladies proceed like they always do. In New York fashion, they move on from something. They get over it quickly. And that's what I like about them. They get over things quickly, and they don't have a theme that goes throughout the whole season like some of the other franchises. So then the ladies are at dinner, and Ebony says, I have something to share with you guys. And then Leah starts bawling like crazy. Like, Leah, let her get it out. I already told Leah, but my grandmother passed this morning. And the ladies rally around her. And here's the thing, side note. I'm not telling anybody how to grieve. Mind you, I am still grieving the death of my father, who died on Christmas. Still grieving. I'm moving past certain things, but it's still grief there. So I'm not going to tell Ebony how to grieve, but I just find it odd that your grandmother just died and you didn't get on the first plane or bus to South Carolina to be with your mother. And I know people might say, oh, it's a pandemic. But she's there in Massachusetts, in Salem, with these ladies who are not, mind you, not her friends. These are just people she met on the show. These are not her friends. So why are you there? I'm not judging. I'm just asking a question. Why are you there? Like, I would have been out. But I'm not telling you how to grieve. I'm just saying what I would have done. Like, I don't get why you're still there and you're still playing nice. So anyhow, she goes by and she goes and gets, she and Leah decide, and to honor our grandmothers, let's get tattoos. Now, for Leah, I understand that, because she has several tattoos, which were discussed last season, that, it's déclassé and Ramona is mine, and also Sonja's mine, which is so funny, because the women who show whose behaviors are the most déclassé from time to time on the show have certain standards. Like, this is where I will not go. I will not defame my body. So they go on to get tattoos. And Ramona says, don't do it. Don't do anything when you're emotional. I agree with Ramona on that. I think this is maybe the first time that I really agree with Ramona. Like, you shouldn't do things when you're emotional. But something tells me, I don't know, like, my spider sense says this story, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say no. So anyhow, they get these tattoos, and basically Ebony gets a scar on her wrist because she doesn't really get true ink. She gets like white ink, which is funny. The white ink works on the blackity black girl. Just saying. That's just some shade there. But so Ebony's grandmother died, and I'm thinking she's somewhere in heaven saying, baby, how you gonna do that to your body, baby? She's from New York. She's from New Orleans in my mind. She's a Southern woman. You shouldn't have done that in honor of me. You should brought your ass down here, down to South Carolina, help your mama make them arrangements. Anyhow, so then the ladies, we cut to the ladies getting, they're getting ready for the next day. Leah's, getting makeup done. Ramona and Sonja are having a discussion about Ebony being preachy. Like, oh, I want to learn, but, I mean, it's just too preachy. I want to learn, but, and they say but a lot. So you're really not interested, because Dr. Phil taught us that. When you say but after a statement, you just canceled what you just said. So then we see actually Ebony and Veshawn having an authentic conversation. And Veshawn is trying to tell Ebony, like, hey, sometimes you go a little too Malcolm X, sometimes you go a little bit overboard. And, they don't necessarily want to hear it. And I'm not trying, you're trying to change her? And Ebony's like, I'm not trying to change Ramona. But you kind of are. You're being overbearing is what you're doing. You're putting yourself on her versus gradually letting her learn you. Not that she wants to, because Ramona's not interested in learning anybody. But then she said, I'm just going to, I'm going to kiki with them. And then Veshawn's like, and then you're going to be Langston Hughes tomorrow. Yes. Because that was really funny. Like, it's true. Like, you just can't let your guard down at all. Just chill. Like, just chill. I mean, I'm saying, do you, be you. But it's like, just chill. So then Ebony said, so then they go to Pioneer Village. And it's like, I thought if any time Ebony was gonna go off on a tangent about race, this was the time. But she didn't. She did not go off. Like, she just said, look, let's be clear. I will not be putting on the colonizer's outfit. And let's just also be clear. Nobody was interested in this activity. It wasn't interesting. Like, oh, we're out here, it's cold, and we're looking where the witches and the colonizers built stick houses. Ooh, okay, let's get out of here. Nobody wanted to put on an outfit except for Leah, because it was her event and she could just like not do it. But she didn't want to do it. If I was Ebony, I would have put it on because she looked really, really cold. So anyhow, let's get to the real. What really happened, the real deal is they went to dinner, and this is where the drama starts. They went to dinner and they sit down, and it's an Italian restaurant, so Luann starts flexing her culture, that she's so cultured. She can speak Italian, Skeggy. That's Skeggy's a joke. I said Skeggy for schedule and Italy when I was there. So then, like they're sitting at the table, drinking their wine, ordering, like Ebony says, I used to order a Bloody Mary, blah, blah, blah. And then they order boring wine, and then Veshawn's like, y'all are boring. Like, what the hell? Like, y'all ordering these old lady drinks, sitting here in these old lady outfits. I'm saying that. She didn't say that. Y'all are boring. So then Luann pumps up, like, don't call Luann boring, all right? Listen, I've moved around the world. I've seen things. I was a countess. I cheated on Jock with the pirate that looked like Johnny Depp. I had a one-night stand. I said, don't be all uncool. You're not going to call me boring. I fell in the bushes. But guess what, Luann? You were drunk on all of those occasions. Maybe that's what it was. You were drunk on all those occasions. So then, but Luann gets pumped up. Who are you to call us drunk? You're going to call us drunk. Is it a battle between voices with Luann and Veshawn? I just thought about that. Like, they both have these very heavy, raspy voices. But Veshawn is more of a Wheezy Jefferson, and Luann is more of a Luann. I don't know. Anyhow, so they start going back and forth, and then Sonja pops up because, Sonja had defense training, from the boxing coach. She's like, who are you to call us boring? We're not boring. Because listen, one thing the New York Housewives aren't boring. They like to have a good time. Like, out of all of the franchises, these ladies know how to have a good time. Whether it's my kind of good time, it's a different story. But they know how to. You cannot call them boring. They are always going to be bouncing around, hopping around from club to club, drinking, and wake up refreshed like none of that happened. So you cannot call them boring. However, from Veshawn's lens, they are sitting there boring, because right there it did look boring. It's like, why are we here at this dinner table doing nothing, talking about old lady drinks? So then Sonja gets all mad, and Veshawn's like, well, you're always and twerking. And she's like, what are you talking about? You're a clown. Uh-oh. Clown. Like, clown is like calling her, see you next Tuesday. You're not going to call me a clown. I'm not a clown. Blah, blah, you're a clown. You're a clown. And then Ebony's sitting back in the cut. And this is where I'm about to go slightly in. Because Ebony, why do you pull your black sister to the side? Why don't you jump in, tag, like, be a united front? But then again, I'm conflicted, because this is where people, I think, go wrong. Because someone came into my comments, and I appreciated her comment, saying, I can't believe you as a black woman would get tired of hearing about black culture. Well, one, I am a black woman. I live and breathe black culture. I've lived and breathed black culture my entire life. I mean, I'm black. And went to HBCU, worked at Black Advertising Agency for over 20 years. I am very into the culture. I am losing my words. So for me to say, Ebony, why didn't you have Veshawn's back? One, Ebony and Veshawn may not know each other. At least they introduced them as not knowing each other. And they are from probably two different walks of life. So why is it because they're two black women that they have to be a united front together? But to me, Ebony, if you're trying to make a statement about unity and solidarity and equality and all this stuff, at least pull your sister to the side. And I'm not saying she didn't do that, because they didn't show that. But she was kind of chiming in, like, adding some fuel to the fire. Like, yeah, you can't call them boring. And then the whole comment came out, and Leah, you can't call these women hoes. Leah, you call the whole table hoes. And side note, Ebony was on Watch What Happens Live, and someone asked, how is it that Leah could call them hoes, but Veshawn couldn't? And you know what Ebony said? Leah was playing and took a sip of her drink. So I was like, yo, who are you really, Ebony? Who are you really? So it's going to continue on next week, because it got really hyped up. Like, you see in the clip that some glass was thrown, and Sonja and Veshawn were going head to head. But like and subscribe and hop into those comments and tell me what you thought about tonight's episode. And am I wrong? What do you think? Am I on the opposite side of the fence, as always, that Ebony should have kind of had Veshawn's back, being that she is Sister Sonja on the show? Let me know. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.